What's up guys, Dylan here. How's it going? So I thought we'd watch a little MJ montage today of his offensive highlights. And if you can see here, it says Michael Jordan smooth offensive highlights. And well, that's what I want to talk about because it's so important to be smooth when you play. So let's watch along. I'm going to turn down the volume.
MJ's on that side.
I like the music too.
Michael in backcourt with 4, with 3, with 1.
That's the George Karl game there. George Karl said he doesn't drive much anymore. He just shoots jump shots. And Jordan in that game just shot nothing but jump shots on the Sonics. I've done another video on it. But just look at the tempo on Jordan's shots right here. Smooth. There's explosions of quickness, and then it is smooth. There's a smoothness to everything he does. He's kind of like a cat. A cat jumps off something and lands. That's why a lot of people called him the Black Cat. You know, it's really cat-like. It's a quick move and then smooth. If you watch a cat run away from something, it's like it jerks and then it goes very slow in a sense. Not slow, that's not the right word. And smooth is the right word. You see, he doesn't look like a skills coach. Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't look like... He doesn't play like a coach. Now, he's doing the same things that coaches tell you to do. Michael Jordan's probably the most fundamental player I've ever seen in NBA history. I mean, when he shoots, elbows in, you know, T with the thumbs here, it's perfect. He's always on balance. His chest passes a lot of times. You know how they say thumbs up to thumbs down. He rebounds right, gets the ball under his chin, puts his elbows out. I could do a lot of... I'm going to do a video on how fundamental Michael Jordan was on offense and defense. Always proper spacing. But it's just important to watch tempo. Tempo is just so important in the game of basketball. So even when you're going game speed, there's, you know, game speed still is smooth. Some people think game speed and they start going crazy. Like they have an adrenaline shot or something. Now, game speed means, yeah, you're moving quick, but it's controlled. It's kind of like a dancer. You know, a really good dancer is always in rhythm. Smooth, quick, fast, like ballet will have a nice explosive move, and then you land smoothly. The reason you do this, the reason you play smooth on offense is because you need dexterity. You're using smaller muscles, fine motor movement. You know, it's a highly complex skill that requires a lot of coordination to shoot the basketball. So if you're going too fast, you know, here's the thing. When you're going too fast, when you're using your large muscle groups, almost without any use of your smaller muscle groups. That's what you do when you're in a fight. That's what you do when you're like sprinting away from the danger. You just get your quads going, your glutes, your arms and shoulders, right? So when you try to practice like that, just using the big muscle groups, you lose these. You lose the dexterity in your fingers. So if you slow down a little bit, if you're a little smoother, you're going to have a lot more dexterity when you shoot. So really what's happening is you're making an explosive move using your bigger muscle groups. And then when it's time to actually shoot or pass, you go smooth, so you have, again, more coordination, more dexterity. Just watch some of these. You gotta get the fadeaway. We've talked about it. I know a lot of coaches don't like it. If you practice it, you can get good at it. You gotta be strong. You gotta be... See, even there, really quickly. See how he doesn't panic? See how he's looking back to see who he's gonna pass it to? On this play, he loses it. He's looking back to see where he can pass it. He's in control. The game has slowed down for him. See how he's peeked back right there? That's because he's smooth. You know, smoothness also slows the mind. And if your mind is slowing down, so that, you know, not that you're thinking slow, but if your perception, let's say, is slowed down, then what you see in your visual field has slowed down. The game's slowed down. And when you're smooth, you can think more clearly. It's kind of like playing smooth is the equivalent of breathing, like deep breathing to calm yourself. So I was talking about fadeaways, and you've got to develop it. You've got to be strong. You've got to have elevation, but you don't have to have that much elevation. I mean, watch when he jumped, he got pretty high on that one. But a lot of fadeaways, you know, you're 12 inches off the ground. You're 20 inches off the ground. You're not that high. Like, you're fading backwards. So, you know, if you watch Jordan on a lot of these shots, he's jumping as high as you know, as you can jump. I mean, because he's not jumping at his full capacity. Again, he's not going 100 miles an hour. He's just being smooth. In fadeaways, you know, you just have to be able to jump backwards. So you have to jump further sometimes rather than higher. Not on every fadeaway, of course, but I should do a tutorial on fadeaways. But that leg kick there helps you square your body back up on the turn, as well as keep balance. You know. So that's why those guys, it's not just to look good, even though it looks cool too. You kick the leg out to maintain balance and to help you sort of turn around in the air, because you know your back's facing the basket and then you got to turn and jump. Nice. Just so smooth. Just even the way he comes off the rim here, really smooth. So you should play like him. If you mix Jordan. If you mix Jordan with Curry, you can mix those two. You'd be the greatest basketball player to ever walk the face of the earth. You'd have the offense, you'd have the defense, you'd have the mid-range, you'd have the layups, you'd have the deep three, you'd have the ball handling. You would have everything. You'd be super clutch. You'd be able to play on the ground. You'd be able to play in the air. You'd be able to rebound, and you'd be able to pass. Curry and Jordan was a great passer. Of course, when you can shoot like that, why would you pass that much? I mean, Jordan wanted to lead the league in assists. He could have done what Westbrook's done and done it more efficiently, more beautifully. But you mix Jordan and Curry. What I'm saying there is like that mid-range game, the deep three game, and they're both really good around the rim. Jordan's good around, below, and above the rim. That's one thing you got with MJ, is how good he was below the rim, his layups and finishes. And of course, huge hands too, Kawhi Leonard hands. I love Jordan, and I fully admit that a lot of his greatness was genetic. Obviously, but by genetic, I don't just mean explosiveness. I mean how wide his shoulders were. I'm talking about size, how big his hands were. It makes a difference. You ever play with a girls' basketball if you're a guy? Just that 1 inch difference in diameter or whatever it is. How much easier it is to control the ball. How much easier it is to shoot, to do crazy layups. So, you know, you watch Kawhi, you watch Jordan with those huge-ass hands. It's a big difference. It's beautiful.
Touch pass. Michael. They work that to perfection.
Love the fadeaways. Baseline. You can do all of this. You guys watching. I say it again and again. You guys can all learn how to play like this. The best, one of the best compliments I've ever had. My friend had said, this is probably 10 years ago, he had said, Vince Carter was more graceful than Michael Jordan. And, you know, after I came out of my paralyzed it was so stupid it almost paralyzed me. I couldn't talk. I could barely move. I said, dude, go home and watch Jordan. And to my friend's credit, he did, right? So he goes home and watches Jordan highlights. I see him the next day or 2 days later. And he says, you know, you were right. Sorry. He was a younger guy. He never really watched Jordan. And the first thing he said was, you watched a lot of Jordan highlights, right? I'm like, oh yeah, that's about all I watched. And he said, yeah, I can see it. That's how you play. Pump fakes, fadeaways. Now, when I was in high school, I didn't play like this. I played a lot like Will Thompson. It was when I was in my mid-20s, I really got better at shooting fadeaways and changed my game, changed the way people looked at me. And I really tried to play like Jordan and Kobe. And I shot a lot. I got stronger. And you know, if you want respect, learn a fadeaway. Learn Learn to shoot off the dribble. Pump fake. Work on your footwork. Be able to do that. Catch with your feet pointing towards the sideline. Jump, turn, fade, and shoot. I'm only telling you this because I don't play. I play pickup games and stuff. But had I started playing like this in high school, it would have opened a lot more doors for me. So that's my advice to you: is learn a fadeaway, study MJ, work on your deep threes like Curry, and you'll get a lot of respect. You'll get a lot of respect from your teammates. You'll get respect from guys you play with at the park. Players who know basketball, when they see you shoot, they're going to recognize your skill. And it makes the game more fun. Playing like this makes the game so much fun. But you can't just go out there and start doing this. You can't watch these highlights and then say, that's how I'm going to play. You've got to practice. The reason people, when I play pickup games, the reason they let me shoot fadeaway threes and crazy shots because, well, the guys I play with now know me, but I make them most of the time, right? I'm making these shots. And that's why Jordan was allowed to play like this. He made those shots. So if you're going to play like this, it takes a lot of work, a lot of work. And but it's fun. It's rewarding. You get a lot of respect. You're able to score on bigger guys. I play against a few guys who are 6'4", 6'5", athletic and long. And sometimes they get my shot. Sometimes I'll get fingertips on it, maybe 1 out of every 50 or 70, something like that. But I hit fadeaways on them. You work on your trajectory. That's something else you can do. Shoot your normal trajectory shot. And then every day you should shoot 20, 25 shots with higher arcs. Like all of that stuff on fadeaways. Just occasionally, like in a game, I'll shoot a 3 that I try to make it touch the ceiling, just like in a 3-on-3 or 21 game. Just to make sure you're working on everything. You want to be one of those players who, no matter what situation they're in, you have a tool for it. You have some sort of offensive tactic that would get you out of it, whether it's a pass or double pump shot. You should work on double clutch shots. Go up, hold down, shoot it again. Just add everything you can. You guys are, most of you guys listening, even if you're a little older, you can add so much to your game. So much. But all it takes, and the crazy thing is, all it takes is like, let's say 50 times a day, 100 times a day, you go out and shoot some fadeaways, which would take you 20 minutes. Over your left shoulder or your right shoulder, off the dribble, 100 times a day. That's the low end. Do that for every day for 6 months. You're going to have a pretty decent fadeaway. Nobody does it. Now imagine you do it 200 or 300 times. Mix in regular jump shots too. I should tell you that. If you're working on fadeaways, don't just only shoot fadeaways. You have to work on everything. But think about this. If you shoot 10 floaters a day, let's say you're trying to add a floater, just 10 a day, right hand, left hand. At the end of the year, that's 20 floaters a day. It's like 7,000 floaters you've shot over the course of the year, and it'd probably take you 3 minutes to do. Do something 7,000 times, you're going to be pretty good at it. Now imagine you do 50 a day, and it takes you 10 minutes, 25 right, 25 left. It's so easy to develop skills if you get in the gym and are consistent with it. Anyways, guys, talk to you later. Peace out.